Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. Down in the bottom right corner, you can see Isla Mujeres, which is the tiny little island right across from Cancun in Mexico. And one of the things I want to point out is I met several Salvadoran people who were either from Mexico, or one guy said that basically what he would do is they would drive from the States, drive down through Mexico, through Latin America, all the way to El Salvador. And he was saying that now you can't do that because the cartels will kidnap you and potentially kill you. And that really only happens in these types of areas where there's total chaos and gang control and corruption, especially when you have a volatile monetary system that basically incentivizes people to be criminal in order to gain enough resources that they need. And I just thought it was interesting because a lot of people always talk about Cancun and how that's a great place to go and that's a great place to vacation, but honestly that's one of like the least safe places right now. Everything's getting crazy in the resorts. They're being overran by gangs and different things. Meanwhile, El Salvador already cleaned up the mess and are well on their way to global prosperity and becoming the Silicon Valley of Latin America. It's easy to see why they're doing it. Meanwhile, places like this are still struggling. They're relying on basically tourists, and then they come there and get fed on and preyed on by these gangs. So basically, it's not safe in Mexico. It's not safe at the moment in Honduras while they clean that up. And, Guatemala as well has some issues. One of the things the guy was telling me was that they're frustrated in places like Guatemala because the leadership is trying the same policies and implementing the same solutions for the same problems that they've been having this entire time, and it's not worked yet, but they're acting like somehow it's going to work this time. And the people of El Salvador have another idea, have another solution, have another opportunity and option, and they're taking it, and that's something the rest of the world is noticing and will notice for all of history. I mean, they get to go down as the number one country for accepting Bitcoin as legal tender. They were the first, so only first happens once. Or first only happens once. And you can see all of the action down there that is Mexico. Pretty crazy. It's a tourist destination for sure. And if you look, the water's got a little bit of teal and greens to it, but man, even though the water was a little muddy in El Salvador from the rain season, you can't tell me that this is prettier than El Salvador. I mean, man, I just think that that's such a hidden gem. People are really sleeping on it. They're gonna spend 10 times the money in a place like this, or you could go to El Salvador and have 60% lower cost of living and everything. Yeah, I mean, El Salvador is safe. Mexico's not. Belize is not. Guatemala is not. Honduras is becoming safe, but right now you don't want to get caught up in all the crackdowns going on. Costa Rica is not safe. It's just one of those things. They're going to tell you all the places are safe except for El Salvador, because El Salvador is the only country that adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. Now, how does that correlate? people are real wise guys. So I just want to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.